Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you don't already, please make sure that you subscribe. I really wanted to do this video for a long time and I've been just constantly putting it off. Not because I don't want to film it, just because I feel like I haven't found the time. However, I really want to get it done, so I'm going to make sure I do it today. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to quickly go and get my breakfast. Let's get comfy. Now I have no excuse. I can have my breakfast, sit with you guys, chat away. I'm having some Special K, nothing very exciting. Before I go into like everything with the video, so I've just had my first weekend with the kids on my own. It was intense. For those watching this that don't know, like, I'm recently separated from my children's dad. I've got 3 kids. And I love them to pieces, but honestly, dropping them off today at school and roam with my nanny, it feels really good. So I told myself I would do this vlog today. I wanted to do a Q&A. I get asked so many questions, so many DMs that I haven't been able to answer to on my Instagram. So I did a question box. You sent loads of questions through and I'm going to answer as many as I can. There's some that I've avoided for quite a while, but I feel like I'm okay to answer some of them now. So, yeah, should we just dive straight in? Sorry about my chewing. I just thought if I just sit and have my breakfast with you guys, then I can't procrastinate and put this off any longer. So, I'm not doing this in any particular order. Well, a lot of you were asking things about like early signs of breakup or divorce being on the cards. I feel like it's very, very difficult when you're in that relationship and in that moment, because you kind of got those like rose tinted glasses on where sometimes maybe you don't see the signs or the flags, or maybe you don't want to. And I think that was maybe me. Like, I don't think I wanted to. Or I think if I did, I'm very good at just brushing things under the carpet. Obviously, like, every situation is different and I can only talk from experience. But I think that in my head, I think I thought that it was much easier just to stay in the current position when you've got children and they are young. Doing it on your own, like, you've got to find a lot of strength to kind of choose that option. But I feel like I probably would have stayed in my situation for my children, whether that's actually right or wrong. Like, hindsight, I don't think that is the right thing. I think if you're not happy, or, you know, the other person isn't happy, or you're not being treated in the way that you should be, I think children eventually pick that up. I think children can feel tension, or I know it's really cliche, but I think 2 happy homes is better than 1 unhappy home. So in regards to signs, I'm not an expert. I think that, you know, if you're being spoken to in a way that maybe you shouldn't, or there's not respect there, or, you know, if your gut is telling you that something isn't right, I feel like that's quite a big sign. I feel like my gut was saying one thing and I was doing another. I don't know if I've even really answered that properly, but I feel like, I think you just know. I think when you really, really know, I think you maybe get that light bulb moment where you're like, something's not right here. So, got to see if you're on the same page, if you want to work at the same thing, if you have different goals. I think you just got to look at it that, like, you only have one life. And I feel like the unknown is really scary. Like, if you settle and stay where you are with who you're with, you kind of know what you've got, you know the situation, and removing that person from the situation can be really daunting. Like, grass isn't always greener. Doing things on your own is really scary. It's like not knowing how the kids are going to react. Staying is easier, but in the long run, I don't think it is. So I hope that makes sense. I feel like I might be rambling a bit. But right, what is another one here? How have the kids taken the news? It's really, really hard to tell because, so they're 4 going on 5. I feel like maybe we don't give our kids enough credit for how much, knowledge is maybe not the right word. I just feel like they're smarter than we don't give them enough credit for how much they're aware of what's going on, body language, everything. You know, we never argued in front of them. I feel like we did the right thing. I feel like we told them in the right way. I've actually done another video on my YouTube about how we told them. That might be of interest to people. Now my cereal's getting soggy because I talk far too much. Their behaviour isn't great at the moment. Is that because they're playing up because of the divorce? Or is it because of school starting? Or is it just their age? Or is it a combination? I think they're going to be okay. I've actually just started seeing a child psychologist to kind of help me manage their behaviour a bit. So once I get into that more, I think I'll do a video about that. Because it's just helping with parenting tips and dealing with tantrums, and yeah, I think that would be really useful. But I know they're going to be okay. What else do we have here? The hardest part so far, at different stages there's been harder parts. Like where I am now, like emotionally, the hardest part is just dealing with the kids, like on my own. No one to be able to kind of pass it on to someone else. You know, even if your partner works long hours and they don't come home until after bath and bed and your kids are asleep, you still kind of get to then, it's that feeling of like, oh, they're home now, and now if one of the kids wake up or something happens, like they can deal with it. Or even just to kind of like de-stress and talk to someone about it. I know I can do that with friends or family, but there is just something different about doing it with the father. You know, it's his children as well. And I know some people are probably thinking while they're listening to this, oh, you can still do that, but it comes a point where you need to draw the line. Look, every situation is different. It depends on the circumstances. It depends on everyone's situations, you know, if you're amicable or not. But I don't really talk to the kid's dad unless it's about the children. So I wouldn't really just, you know, call and have a chat and just be like, oh, today was really hard and yada yada yada. So yeah, I'm finding that now difficult because especially if they wake up in the night, it's all on me. Motherhood in general is hard. So when you're doing it without anyone to, you know, just have that extra pair of hands. It's the extra pair of hands that I'm finding the hardest now. But had I answered that question 2 months ago, the hardest part for me was not being able to really concentrate and deal with my grief and my emotions because of the kids being around. And also, you know, when you have a breakup, you do the whole like delete, block, no contact. Like you can't really do that when you have children with someone. It's that constant like needing to talk to them, having to see them. That bit's really hard, especially when that person is at a different stage to you. Like I feel like, I say like a lot, hold on, because it's just super soggy. I feel like myself and their dad are at very different points of our like breakup. So seeing not really much emotion from him I found quite hard. There's loads of hard parts. It's realising that all these plans that you had in your head, you know, you plan things, like you think of things for the future, like taking the kids to Disney World. I will still do that. It's just going to be different. You know, when you're with someone and you get married and you've been with them for a long time, you have these plans, and it's the grief process, and it's a loss, really, isn't it? But I'm a strong believer in everything happens for a reason, and yeah, on to bigger and better things. I can't even remember what that original question was and if I even answered that, but yeah. Okay, which one should we do? One that I've avoided, but I feel like I can answer it respectfully, is, was this mutual? I would say to a certain extent, yes. I feel like things happened that I think now, looking back, maybe he realised sooner than I did that this wouldn't have worked. I think that maybe I would have held on for longer, but maybe he sped things up, if that makes any sense. So was it mutual? Maybe not initially, but now thinking about it with a clearer head, it needed to be done. I still don't know if I even answered that question, but this is absolutely the right thing that needed to be done. I could have buried my head in the sand that bit longer and dragged it out for, you know, another number of years, but things happened and things were said or done where I kind of thought, you know what, enough's enough. And I think that kind of reverts back to that question of like early signs or signs of divorce or separation. I think it just gets to a point where you know what you deserve or what the other person deserves, and although I feel like I would have stayed, really, I don't think, no, well, I didn't. I'm waffling now. I'll go on to the next one with my really gross soggy cereal. Okay, I'm not having any more of this. Okay, this is an easy one. What books are you reading at the moment? So let me show you. I'm reading both of these books. So I've got Manifest, 7 Steps to Living Your Best Life, and Attached. So this one was recommended to me by my therapist and I actually love it. So we all have a different attachment style, and she wanted me to read this to find out what mine was, but it was very obvious reading like the first few pages what attachment style I have, and it's kind of learning about that and adapting it. So when I'm with someone else, I don't take on, you know, the baggage or the trauma from this relationship onto another. That is why I feel like it's so important to really like heal yourself. That's another question that I had here. What are you doing to help heal? I'm not dating. I know it sounds so cliche, but I feel like I know that there's stuff that I need to work on me before I go into another relationship. Or I do believe that you do just take on issues from before and you just put it into another person. Like, that's not what I want. I'm exercising, I'm journaling, I'm reading books, I'm seeing a therapist. I've never been on my own as an adult. You know, myself and the kid's dad, we met when we were children. We started dating at the age of 16, and, you know, I didn't even know who I was or who I was going to be as an adult and as a person at that age. So to be able to kind of, you know, pick who it is that you want to be with for the rest of your life at such a young age. It's almost, and I'm not for a second saying that if you've started dating someone at a young age and you're with them now that it's not going to last, but you know, you've got to be really lucky to kind of grow together in the right way rather than grow apart. And I feel like even in my short journey of being on my own, I've started to kind of see bits of my personality come back to surface that I kind of like, maybe they were a bit suppressed. Just like my confidence and just things about me that I forgot I used to do, or, you know, I'm spending a lot more time on my own. I never really liked my own company. But now I'm kind of learning to enjoy that again. I really want to be happy on my own. So then if and when I do meet someone, they're just bringing like extra positiveness, that's not even a word, or is it, to my life, rather than like that person completing my happiness. They're just adding to it. So I'm just kind of throwing myself into things that I maybe didn't have the time to do before. So yeah, like my healing process for me is just generally finding peace and being happy on my own. Whereas I feel like, I don't want to generalise and say men, but I feel like those that just, you know, end one relationship and just go straight into another, they're not really working on themselves. So look, each their own, but that's not how I'm doing it. And I do feel like I've turned a corner. I saw like an amazing psychic. I saw someone for Reiki and like aura cleansing. I know a lot of people don't believe in stuff like that, but do you know what? Even if it is just like a psychological thing, it's helped me. Like I've come such a long way in such a short space of time that I feel like whatever it is I'm doing is working. So we're good. Would you get married again? Yeah, absolutely, I would. I don't want to let like this bad experience tarnish like what I believe in. Like, I love the idea of marriage. I feel like I'm still young, maybe to some people, but I'm 33. I feel like I've still got, you know, a whole life ahead of me, and I plan on absolutely meeting someone else and, you know, having that happily ever after, and I believe that I will. So yes is the answer to that one. And a lot of people asking me about, will I have more kids? So I think I did answer this on Instagram before. Like, if someone had asked me that a year ago, I would say absolutely not. Like, I'm done with my 3 kids, like my beautiful healthy children. I feel really, really blessed to have them. But now I just feel like, obviously at that point I didn't realise that I would be getting a divorce and kind of starting all over again. And I just don't really know what the future holds. You know, if I meet someone who doesn't have children and I love them, will I want to have a child with them? Probably. I may meet someone and they've got children and don't want more, then that's also, you know, I'm just open. Like, I'm not kind of like saying no, absolutely not, and I'm not saying yes, I want more. I am open, so we will see on that front. What else do we have? What are your goals? So I'm actually in the process of doing a new vision board. So for those that don't know what a vision board is, you literally make, like, I do a really big one, and you just put on there everything that you want in life. You may do like a 5-year vision board or just a yearly one. But I've got rid of my old one because I wanted to start over again. And I'm just going to put loads of things on there as to things that I want to achieve. I feel like it's just good to kind of have your goals in front of you. I put it in a massive frame. I hang it up on my wall in my dressing room so I can see it every day. That might be things with like your career, with work, with your children, places that you want to visit, things that you want, a new car, a new watch, a pair of shoes. So yeah, I'm doing that at the moment. Maybe I'll do a little video of that once I finished it. But it kind of goes back to this book, like manifesting. Like, I do believe that you manifest your own life, really. So it's all about kind of like staying positive, having set goals when you want them to be achieved. Like, don't get me wrong, I feel like in this video I don't want to come across as like, yeah, I'm smashing it, like I'm just so happy and I'm so positive. Like, I've done my fair share of grieving. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen like my stories and my videos and on my TikTok and on my Instagram. Like, it is a loss, it is grief, and I feel like I've got to that stage now where I'm kind of starting to accept. I'm in the acceptance stage. I do still have my bad days, but for different reasons now. I feel like it's more about like being sad of the outcome of kind of like things not working out, not necessarily who they haven't worked out with, but just generally doing things alone. Like, it is sad, it is hard, but I know that I'm destined for better things. So, not to like blow my own trumpet, but yeah, I feel like I had quite like low like self-worth, and that's like, you know, with my healing process, it's kind of learning about that and realizing, you know, what I do deserve and what I don't need to be putting up with. And you know, it's interesting, I can't remember who said it to me, like, if you were to make a list of what you're looking for in a friend, I mean, I feel like my top 5 things would be like loyal, trustworthy, like a good listener, fun, even just those 4 things. And then I think to myself, well, hold on, those 4 things that I've described, like, I have those. Like, I know that I'm loyal, I know that I'm trustworthy, I'm a really good listener, and I know I'm fun. So I just think, like, I used to put myself down a lot and kind of feel like I wasn't worthy of certain things. But I feel like I started to realise, well, actually, no, I am. Like, the things that I described that I would want in a friend, I am that person. So I don't really know if this is making sense, but I just feel like, yeah, I'm learning a lot about me, about myself, like, not to put myself down anymore, like, to realise my worth, and to know that I feel like it's very different meeting someone and finding a partner as an adult rather than when you're younger and you don't maybe know what you want in life or where you want to go or who you are. I now know what to look out for in regards to like red flags. I won't settle for anything less, and if I make sure that I'm in a good place on my own, then I don't want to find someone to kind of like complete me. I want to be complete and then find someone when I'm at that point. So again, I feel like I'm just waffling on. And someone asked if I'm gonna be, or am I, on any dating apps. So I've actually never been on a date, full stop. But I know that sounds really crazy because I'm 33 years old. But when I was younger and started going out with the kid's dad, we were 16, like, I wouldn't really count it as a date. First of all, I knew him, and second of all, like, my mum would drop me at his house. I've never, like, and I have been with other people, like, we were on and off when we were younger, but you know, when you're of that age, like, I've never been, like, out for drinks with someone or, like, out for dinner. Like, I've never also been and gone out on a date not having met that person before. And at first I found that really daunting, but the thought of it now actually does really excite me. So when I am ready, I don't know if I'll do the dating apps. Like, I've never obviously been on them before, and people watching this that have probably been on them are probably like, you're not missing out, do not bother, they're horrible. I think I may try them just for like a laugh, but I don't think I'm gonna like go and meet my next husband on there. So I don't know, I will let you know. But yeah, I do feel like a bit excited now. Let's try and find one last one. Okay, so what are you most looking forward to and not looking forward to now that you're a single mum? Maybe a bit of both. So it's kind of like the first of everything. So like, it's the first time being a single mum, the kid's birthday. Like, the thought of it does make me a bit anxious, like their party, everyone being there, myself and their dad. Like, things aren't particularly amicable. but they are in front of the kids, so you know, things will be pleasant. But so yeah, it's all those firsts. It's like the first Christmas as a single mum, first birthday, or wedding anniversary. It's just things like that that I feel like are going to be the hardest parts. Christmas is like, I'm trying not to think about it because it's still quite far away. Like, we're in October, like it's 2 months away. But at the same time, I'm trying to think, do you know what? Like, last Christmas, we weren't in a good place. So although I wasn't on my own, we weren't good. So surely this Christmas can only be better. I'm trying to kind of think of it as, okay, yeah, I'll be on my own, but I want to think of like new traditions and not make it like a sad time of year. Like, I love Christmas. As the kids get older, Christmas is only going to get better. I do have them this Christmas, so I want to make it really special, come up with new fun things for them, take them to new places. So that one's going to be maybe like a hard part and good part. Like, first holiday, that might be a bit daunting, but and things that I'm looking forward to, well, it's both. Like, I feel like there's these experiences are going to be hard and good. So I can hear Rome. So yeah, like, trying to finish this video on like a positive. I feel like I know that there's still going to be challenges that I face, like, all the time. Like, those that are listening to this that aren't a single parent will know that just motherhood in general is challenging. It's tough. They push our buttons, they make us want to shout in a pillow. But I feel like when I look back, I'll be really proud that, like, I've done this on my own. There's something really empowering about it, you know, and when they get older and they realise what I've done for them, like, I feel like that will make our bond even better. And trying to really enjoy my time away from them as well. Obviously, being a single parent, you suddenly have this like new amount of freedom that I've never really had before, and at first it made me quite sad, but now I feel like I just need to make the most of it and just embrace it. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. But I hope I've answered those questions as well as I could, and I hope that you liked the video. I'm definitely gonna try and do more Q&As, whether it's like related to this or just other things. And I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure you subscribe and like and comment, and I will be back very soon for another video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and love you all. Bye guys.